All right, let's dive into the pretty wild world of secret communication. But, we're not talking about your typical scrambled code here. We're talking about something way more clever, the art of hiding messages right out in the open. This is steganography.
So let me just ask you this. How would you send a message if you wanted to be so secretive that nobody even suspected you were sending one? See, it's one thing to encrypt a message, to lock it in a box, right? But it's a whole other level to make the box itself completely invisible. And that is the exact challenge steganography was built to solve.
And this is really the key difference. With encryption, your whole goal is to make a message unreadable. What you get is a bunch of gibberish. It basically screams, hey, I'm a secret message. But with steganography, the goal is totally different. It's to make the message invisible. Its very existence is hidden inside a file that looks perfectly normal. So one hides the content, but the other hides the fact that you're communicating at all.
So how in the world does this actually work? Well, to get it, we've got to open up what I like to call the Steganography toolkit. There are a few key pieces we absolutely need to understand. First up, you have the cover medium. Think of this as your hiding spot. It's the totally normal, innocent-looking file you're going to use as a kind of Trojan horse. This could be a photo from your last vacation, an MP3 of your favorite song, or even a video file. Anything that won't look out of place. Then, of course, you've got the secret message. This is the actual info you're trying to hide. And honestly, it could be just about anything. A simple text document, a list of secret passwords, or you could even hide a small picture inside of a much larger one.
Now, this next part is absolutely crucial, the Stego Key. This isn't just a simple password. It's more like a secret set of instructions. It tells the steganography software exactly how and where to weave your secret message into that cover file. And without this specific key, finding and pulling out that message is pretty much impossible, even if someone gets suspicious.
And finally, when you put it all together, the cover medium, the secret message, and the Stego Key, what you get is the Stego Object. This is your final product, and to anyone else, it looks exactly like the original file. A photo is still just a photo, but secretly, it's now a carrier for your hidden data, all set to be sent.
Okay, so we've got our toolkit. Now let's see how it all comes together. It's basically a three-step secret: hiding the message, sending it on its way, and then, on the other side, revealing it.
So, the first part is the embedding process, hiding the message. This whole thing happens in 4 main steps. You start by picking your hiding place, and you end up with your final secret carrying file.
Step 1 is all about choosing a good cover medium. And here's a simple rule of thumb. Bigger is almost always better. Think about it. A huge, high-resolution photo has millions of pixels, tons and tons of data. That gives you so much space to hide a message without anyone noticing a thing. Try to hide that same message in a tiny little text file. Yeah, good luck. There's just nowhere for it to go.
Okay, step 2, you get the secret message ready. A lot of the time, to make it smaller and even more secure, it's first compressed and then it's encrypted. It's kind of like putting your secret note inside a locked box and then hiding that locked box. It's just an extra layer of security. Then, for steps 3 and 4, a special steganography algorithm takes over. Using that secret Stego key as its guide, it very carefully changes tiny bits of the cover file's data to embed your message. The whole process is so precise that the changes are totally invisible to the human eye, and what you're left with is the final Stego object. And now for the really cool part, sending it. This is where steganography just shines. You can send the Stego object just like any other file. Attach it to an email, upload it to a social media site, whatever. Because it looks like a perfectly normal photo or song, it just flies completely under the radar. No suspicion at all. So, once your friend on the other end gets the file, they start the extraction process. And really, it's just the embedding process, but in reverse. They use the exact same algorithm, but this time they plug in that secret Stego key. The key tells the algorithm exactly where to look inside the file to pull out, piece back together, and reveal the original secret message.
So what's the big takeaway here? Why does hiding in plain sight even matter? Well, the real power of steganography isn't just about secrecy. It's about plausible deniability. It's about communicating in a way that leaves no proof that you ever communicated at all. When you boil it all down, steganography's real strength is how subtle it is. It's not about scrambling a message to make it unreadable. It's about making the message completely disappear into the background noise of our digital lives. By hiding the very existence of the message itself, it gives you a level of secrecy that just scrambling text can't even touch.
And that kind of leaves us with a pretty wild thought, doesn't it? Every single day, we share billions of photos, songs, and videos. Our world is just overflowing with digital media. So in a world like that, it really makes you wonder what else might be hiding out there right in plain sight.